Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
So
Morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
that's because wherever you're joining me from, it could be your morning at this time, could be your afternoon at this time, and it could be your evening at this time. So I'd have to greet, according to what time you are in right now. So if you're with me, good evening. Good evening. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. Babs International. You're welcome. Good to have you. Good to have you here. How are you doing this beautiful evening? I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing fine. Good evening. You're welcome, Chizaram. Good to have you. Hope you're doing okay where you are. So it's good to have you here again with me. How is it, sir? How is it where you are? I hope you won today. Hope you were able to achieve everything you wanted to achieve today. I welcome you specially. Please click on like. If you're here, please like the live. Yay! Nano, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good to see you. You're welcome. How is it over there? Have you finished your market runs? Are you at the market or are you in the house now? Where are you now? Good evening. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good to have you again. It's lovely to have you here again today. I hope we enjoyed ourselves yesterday, and we're back here again today to, to gist, catch up. Babs International, we did not see you yesterday, but Nano was here, Chizan was here. Good to have you back again. So today, I want us to rub minds together to talk about S8x Education for kids. That's what we'll be talking about. Yeah, good to have you. Yes, Nano, thank you so much for joining the live, even though you're just getting home. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Please, if you join the live, please click on you on your screen. You see that heart sign. I don't know if you can see it. Could you tap after clicking on the live? First of all, click on the live to like the stream. Then please click on the live, on the like, and then you see something like your heart. Please help me to tap on that heart. Tap as many times as you can. Okay. Thank you so much. Tap on that red, that's heart sign. Thank you. So today, okay, because we are online and I wouldn't know the audience, that everyone that will I'll later come across the video. I would may not be able to call the name directly. I don't know about the community guideline if it's allowed to mention it, on the live stream. But I'll just spell it so that we know what we're talking about. S8x Education for kids. For kids, right? So that's what we'll be discussing today. And sorry, I'm trying to adjust adjust my tripod. Don't know if it's better. Okay, so that's what we'll be talking about today. So please give me a minute. Let me. Okay, so sometimes many people don't feel comfortable talking about it with their young ones, with their direct kids, or even their any child that's, your word, even if it's not your child, your word, some people don't feel very comfortable talking about it. Some people don't feel that comfortable talking about it. So, but it's a topic that has to be discussed. You have to talk about it with the kids, with the young ones. With the young ones, it's very important that we do so. So, I like us to, start by, discussing. Okay, is it even important? Let me hear from us. Is it necessary, or should we allow the kids, to the children, to are we supposed to allow the kids to grow up and let the society tell them what it's all about? SEX education. Are they supposed to grow up? Nena, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good to have you. So today we're talking about SEX education for kids, for children, for the young ones. So I had asked that is it something that's important? Is it something that is it something that do we think it's something that is necessary to to talk to the kids about? First of all, before we delve into the topic, is this something that is necessary, or do we talking about it would it steal their innocence away from them? Would it make them more curious, and would talking about it expose them negatively or positively, with the children? What do you think? Right, you're welcome. Good to have you here, and good to see you. You're welcome. Please, see, join the live. Please help me click on like. You see the like, then there's a heart sign that you see. Help me tap 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 on that heart sign, but click on like to like the live, then help me tap 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 on the likes, on the heart sign. Just tap on your screen as many times as possible. So today we're discussing SEX education in children, for children, right? For kids, for the young ones. So do you think it's necessary? Please drop on the comment section what you think about it. It's going to be a very interactive section, and don't shy away from it, because it's something that is very necessary. Do you think we should talk about it with the kids, or do you think we should just allow them to grow up like that, and maybe let the the society teach them? When they come of age, they'll be able to understand it, maybe by happenings around, or maybe they will hear from it from friends, or what do you think? Let me drop on the comment section what to think about it. If it's necessary, I think it's something that is necessary, something worth um talking about. I think it's something worth talking about. So what are some ways that parents and caregivers can start talking to the kids about it? SES education for the kids. What are ways you think that mothers and fathers or caregivers, can start talking to the children about it? If you have any idea, please let us hear from you. Drop it at the comment section. Babs International, I hope you're still here. If you can hear me, I hope your network is not misbehaving. If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Let me know that I'm still live. So I accept that what are some ways that parents and caregivers can start age appropriate conversations with children about their bodies and boundaries? What's the appropriate age for parents or caregivers to engage the children on SES education? Which age would you start, and that okay, this child can understand it? I think this child can understand it very well. What do you think is the appropriate age? Nobody's saying anything on the live. Nobody's dropping any comments. Are we too shy to discuss it? Are we too shy to discuss it? I hope my network is fine because I'm not seeing any comments. I'm not seeing any comments. I hope I'm on. Please, if you can still hear me, can you maybe type hi or something? Let me know that I'm still on. Please, if you can hear me, can you type hi or anything? Let me just know that I'm still on, because over here from my screen, nothing is not moving. So I hope I'm still live. Hello, can you hear me? You know, the topic is not something that should be shied away from, especially if you've got kids, and if you intend to have kids, even if you don't have kids yet, but you intend to have kids, is a topic that shouldn't be shied away from. At a very tender age, it's necessary for us to engage, the children and talk to them about their bodies and about boundaries. You know, with this internet age, with this computer age, you find that the internet and the social media is now taking the job of, to an extent, training the children for the parents, for the very busy parents. You find out that sometimes it's relatives that are living with the children, sometimes corrupt relatives that are living with the children, that um, you leave the kids to learn from, especially when it has to do with S8x Education. And you find out that is a very big risk. Is a very big risk. Like, it has maybe few advantages but very serious disadvantages. Some of the things that some of the harmful things that our kids expose themselves to come from the social media, or even from the internet. Even from the internet, that you on your own as a parent, you may not know what these kids know, what the children know. Sometimes when they're having conversation with their siblings, if you listen, you'll be wowed. Like, you can start asking yourself, when you were at their age, were you already aware of this thing? You know, could you discuss these things freely? Were you aware? Did you even know about it? Realize that they've gone far. And our kids these days, they're very, very smart. They're very smart. It's not gone are those days when, you know, you still feel that it's only what you tell them that they know. No, there are a lot of things that they now know. They don't teach themselves from movies. That is why this PG is very important. This parental guidance is very important for you to, you know, in case you have growing kids, or you know someone that has growing kids, you could just, you know, ask the person, I hope you have parental guidance on the TV for your dishes, either your DSTV, whatever dish you're using in your country, in your home. You know, that PG, parental guidance control, is very, very important. It's very important. It's something that cannot be overemphasized. Please, can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? I hope please, if you can hear me, just type anything on the screen. All right, just drop a comment on the screen so that drop a comment on the comments in the comment section, so that I know that I'm still live, that I'm not just talking to myself. I just hope that the network is behaving. I should think I'm all right. I should think I'm fine. It looks fine from here. Okay, so there are many things that, you know, the risk is too much. The risk is too much. The risk of not engaging the young ones is too much. The risk is too much as compared whatever you can think of. So instead of us to leave the kids to just, grow up by themselves, we need to engage them. Talk to them about their bodies, especially the girls. Not just the girls and the boys, the girl child and the boy child, but especially the girl child. Because most times it is the girl child that fall prey. If you join the live, please click on like. Please like the live, and then that heart sign. Help me tap 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 on the heart sign of the live. Tap as many times as possible. Tap as many times as possible. If you're here, you're welcome. And please let me know that you're here so that I can welcome you appropriately. Don't just be watching in the background. Don't just be watching that. Sorry about that. A call was coming in. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, so please help me tap, 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 tap on the screen. Tap on your screen. Tap on your screen. I'm still. I hope I'm still on. I should still be on, right? This one, nobody's saying something. Nobody's saying anything. Nano, are you here? Please, can you just say hi? I just want to be sure that my network has, I don't have any network glitch whatsoever. Please, can you help me say something? Say something. Anything. Just say hi. Anything. Just say something so that I'll be sure that I'm still here. Please. Okay? Nobody's saying anything. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing comments. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? I'm not seeing comments. I'm not seeing comments. Okay, but can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, let me try and see. Well, I can't see comments on the screen. I can't see. Okay, okay, but if you can hear me, okay, so that's fine. Okay, I looked at another device of mine and I can see. Okay, I can see charts, but on my screen nothing is dropping. I'm so sorry. I'm looking at my laptop. That is where I'm even seeing charts right now. I guess it's my network. A call was trying to come in, and I was trying to close it up. I think. Okay, ha 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 ha. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm seeing I'm seeing comments on the other device. So intermittently, I'll have to be looking there. I'll have to be looking sideways because that's where I'm seeing comments. But on my screen here in front of me, I'm not seeing anything. So you're welcome, Mrs. Hannah. You're welcome. Good to have you. I'm just seeing you. I'm telling you. I'm just seeing you. Please, if you're here, kindly click on like the live, and then you see the heart sign. Help me double click on your screen, right? Okay. Okay, sorry, I wasn't reading your comments because I wasn't seeing it. Thank God I have another device by the right. That's where I'm seeing your comment now. Okay, so that's nice. So Nanu says it's good for parents to discuss such with their kids instead of allowing outsiders to talk to them about it. That is so true. I'm still not seeing comments here, but I'm using another device, so I'm seeing your comments. But if you can hear me, it's okay. If you can hear me, it's okay. Then we can continue. It doesn't matter. Calls are just coming in, so I think that's what's disrupting my network here. But if I'm audible, that's fine enough. So Nano said once they are age 10, are you sure you can't talk about it before age 10? Are you sure you can't talk about it? Okay, so Mrs. Hannah says yes, you are on. Okay, beautiful. I kept saying talk to me about it, talk to me if I'm on. I didn't know chats were dropping already. Okay, so that's nice. Okay, so now you think that from age 10, I'm even thinking before 10 is even good to introduce them to it. Like all these funny uncles. All these funny uncles that say, hey, sweetheart, you're grown up. You're growing to a very beautiful lady. Come and sit on my laps. Those type of uncles that call the child, come and sit on my laps. And then the child will go and sit. So I think age 10 is even a bit late. I'm not an authority to say, but I just want us to rub minds and and discuss. So Miss Susanna says okay, so once they're age 10, okay, so Nana says, well, let me allow parents here to advise me the best way. It's still fine. You don't have to be a parent first before you can talk about it. It's still okay. You don't have to be a parent you don't have to be a biological parent before you can talk about it. I'm sure if you have any even relatives that are quite young, you can talk to the child about it even when the parent has not even introduced the topic to the child. So Miss Anna says from age 13, okay, and says at this present age I suggest 10 years. Exactly 13 is already a teenager. If you see what is, I went one day, I visited my children in school during their open house day. There's something in schools they call open day. It's not open house, sorry, open day, right? It's a day set aside for all the parents to visit the school and go and meet the teachers in their classrooms and go through their work. So when you come to the school, the teachers, they will avail you their books, exercise books, so that you can go through and see how your child or your ward is improving, and you interact with the teacher, with the teacher, and the child would also be there. So if there are some concerns that you have, watching your child at home or watching your ward at home, you discuss with the teacher. It's an open day. It's not for them to sit in the classroom and listen to the teacher teach. No, that day is for parents and teachers and the children to rub minds together. So one day I visited my children's school. I walked past a classroom. That's supposed to be year 5. Year 5 is, they're not teenagers yet. If you see what they were talking about, it was a film that they watched, but the way they understood the movie is a problem that I had. The way they understood the movie. So in my mind, when I was their age, I was not able to I couldn't have such conversation. I didn't even understand it at that age. If I had watched such a movie, I won't be able to understand it. I won't be able to share my thoughts concerning that very movie. And I've watched that movie, so they were discussing it. I was like, my goodness, Okay, so Nana says we can hear you very well. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have this or that device. Yeah, because even up till now I can't see anything on my screen. So that really troubled me. And when I got to my child's class and I started talking with the teacher, concerning my child's performance and everything, my mind was still troubled. I had to, call attention to it. I said, please look at what's going on. Is there a way that you people can well, they can't tell the children what to discuss in class and what not to discuss. It still, behoves on the parents, back at home to watch what they're able to access on the internet, on the the TV. That parental guidance is very important. Most of the films that they show on DSTV, African Magic, all of this stuff, not only most of the films that they show usually come with that age something. They'll say age 13. Sometimes that age 13 is not even supposed to be so. When I see it, I say, well, look at this movie. Why did they peg it at age 13? They are supposed to peg it at age 18. Okay, so reading your comments. Okay, so Miss Anna says, like, you've not read my comments. So at this present age, I suggest 10 years. That's why parents should guide and control what they watch on TV or laptop. It's very, very important. It cannot be overemphasized. Most times because you're busy, you feel that the gadget should do the work, as in to keep them busy. Even in that gadget, there's family parental control. There's one app, family parental guidance or something. So if you block, maybe for instance YouTube now, they have YouTube for children. They have YouTube for children. So if you want to block your kids, there's some home phone there's some home phone that the teachers give to the children that they require internet. Sometimes it's they should watch on the internet how to mold something, and then come and mold it by themselves and then present in school as an assignment. So there's a way, there's an app, parental. I said I would not forget this. There's an app, family parental control or family parental guidance, that you will install on your phone, in your own device as a parent. Then anytime your child wants to download something on YouTube or want to check something on YouTube or any other social media, that app will prevent the child and say, seek your parent consent. So your child will not come to you, Mommy, I was trying to look at this. I have an assignment to do, but I couldn't access YouTube. You will now know of a truth what the child is trying to do. Then on your own device, you now allow. As soon as your child gets that restriction on his or her own device, it will pop up on your own as a parent that your word, the name of the child will be there. Your word is trying to access this app, allow or disallow. I didn't want to forget the name of that very app, but I have it installed on my phone. So okay, so I'm reading your comments now. Thank you very much. We have been chatting. So sorry, Nano, so sorry. I can hear you. Ada, you're welcome. You're welcome to the live. You're welcome. So exciting to have you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good to have you. Where are you chatting from? Please let us know where you're chatting from. And King, I can see you. Good to have you. Please let us know where you're chatting from. And please click on the heart sign on your screen. On that heart sign, click tap as many times as possible on your screen for me, right? Please tap, and then like the live. Click on like to like the live. All right, please, very important. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe to this channel. Okay, thank you very much. And as you subscribe, turn on your notification button so that you see once we go live. YouTube channel, even if I don't send you the link, YouTube channel will send you a prompt that we are live. Or once I post a new video, upload any video, you'll be the first to see it. Okay, turn on your notification button. Thank you. It's very important. Okay, so we have established the fact that we are not supposed to leave it to the society. It's very important. Don't leave it to the society to teach them S8x education. It is not good. If you are just joining, what we're talking about is S8x education for kids, for the children, for the young ones. And I'm thinking Elizabeth, you're welcome. I can see you. So good to see you. So good to see you. If you're joining the live, you're welcome so much. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're here. And please like the live. And that hearts icon that you're seeing there, help me tap, and then let us know what to think about what you're discussing. The question we asked was, what at what age, what is the convenient and perfect age to talk to your child or your word about sex education? So we mentioned 10, we mentioned 13, but if you ask me, I would say that 10 is even a bit late. Yes, because of the present age, because of the present age, the computer age. You're welcome. Please click on like, subscribe to my channel, and like the live. So 10 is late, and I mentioned that one day when I went to my kids' school, when I heard some kids discussing, I walked past their class. It was year 5. Year 5 is primary 5, so it's just a no. So I think as they start understanding, even 7, from 7 is 7 not late, start telling them, you see that uncle, you find your girl child, because they're very innocent, when the that uncle visits, or even the teacher in school wants to be hugging them, they'll be hugging uncle all up and all over the place. There's no uncle, it's Mr. This. If you have a daughter, it's Mr. This. Nothing like uncle. It's not your uncle, it's not a relative. It's Mr. This. Please, if you feel otherwise, kindly drop a comment in the comment section. If you feel otherwise, as regards to what I'm saying, let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Okay. So I have a daughter. I do not allow my daughter to do all those greeting of hugging. Even in church, that uncle, hey, want to come and hug. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, good morning, sir. All those hugging and all those come and sit on the laps have put a lot of kids in trouble. So let them be aware of their bodies. From that 7, I don't know if 7 is even late. If they can understand, if they can even understand where you communicate, if they can watch cartoon by age 5 and they understand it, there's nothing wrong with telling them, don't greet, don't peck this uncle, don't peck, don't hug, don't be strict. Very, very strict about it if you have a girl child, and even a boy child, even for the boys. Yes, that's what they call the male teachers in school. That's what they call the male teachers, uncle. Which is it your uncle? It's not your uncle, it's Mr. This, Mr. whoever, Mr. That's the relationship I expect the male teacher in my kids' school to call my that's the name, that's how I expect my child to address the male teacher and the female teacher. Because even these days you hear stories, very irritating stories, about how even the female teachers are taking advantage of their male students. It's in the news. Is appalling. Is appalling. And then these kids, they are innocent, they don't know what that uncle or that auntie that is not even related to them, they don't know what the person has in mind, excuse me. And then that innocence would, want to put someone's child in trouble. So we don't allow it. Even in church, you are lifting up holy hands. You want to come and hug a child, my child, of that age. Unless it's a baby, you carry a baby. Once the child is growing, beautiful. Those days all are growing up, you see, if you hear someone call, I don't know if you will remember, as all are growing up, an adult will call you, this is my wife, you now start being shy. Hey, I do not tolerate it at all. Don't play that kind of play. Someone will say it's a rough play. It's very, very rough. Yes. Am I being very strict? Yes. I like it. I'm being very strict. I like it. I like it that I want to be that strict. It will avoid stories that touch. Seriously. As long as a child can watch cartoon by age 5 and understand the cartoon, understand the cartoon. Even a child that does not talk, that is not yet talking, will watch cartoon and understand. Talk less of a 5-year-old child. As long as the child can watch the cartoon and understand it, you can understand S8x Education. Pardon me that I'm saying S8x. Of course, you know why we're online, but I'm sure you understand why. So you okay. So Nana says, please drop a comment. Let's know how you feel. Lizzie, I've not heard from you. What to think about Ada? Thank you very much. Like the makeup. Thank you. Is that Matt's product? It's not Matt, it's Zara. But I'm not advertising them. Oh, I'm not advertising them. They did not pay for. If you like, don't see my comments. I'm seeing your sorry. Sorry. Do you know that I'm seeing your comments? I'm trying to even pick it chronologically. Yes, I'm seeing. Are you sure it's okay? Okay, I've gone through this. I've gone through. I'm trying. Ada, I see you. Like your makeup is a matte product. Is Zara? It's not matte. Yes, he's okay. Is it the lipstick? The lipstick is matte. Yes, I thought you were asking if it's MAC. I thought you were asking if it's MAC. If it's the lipstick is matte. Yes, it's matte. Right there. Thank you so much. Bright, say something. Say something. King, say something. Yes, I can hear you. Say something. Let us discuss. Lizzie, let's talk. Let's talk this talk. Okay, so Nanu says, I agree with you. Age 5 will be best for female children. I am telling you. Don't say I'm taking their innocence away. You are not taking anybody's innocence away. Instead, you're exposing them to, what they are supposed to be exposed to, because you will not be there most times. Of course, in their school, you're not there. What they are discussing with another child that does not have the kind of home training that you are giving to your own child may want to corrupt your child in school. So as much as possible, while we're praying for our kids, you talk the talk. Don't say, I'm shying away from it. No. Talk to your child, especially the female children, even the male children. Talk about it. Talk S8x Education with them. It's very important. So how can we teach children about consent and boundaries in a way that is easy for them to understand? How can we tell them? What are ways? What are strategies that we can use? What are ways? How do you teach them? Please let's comment. If you have experience, if you have kids, how did you tell your child? If you've already introduced this to your child, let's talk about it. So how can we teach the children? Sometimes you don't know how to start. Sometimes you don't know what exactly to say, how to pass the information. So can we learn from you? Can everybody learn from you? How can we teach the children about consent and boundaries in a way that is easy for them to understand? What are the strategies to help them to understand? Yeah. So how can we teach the children? I'm looking at the comment section, and I'll be reading your comments as we progress on the live. Okay, so Miss Hannah says, don't you think age 5 is too early? Don't you think age 5 is too early? Don't you think you're giving them ideas? So that's what I mean by, if they can understand, you may not necessarily tell them, the nitty-gritty of what you're having in mind, but you can set boundaries for them. You can say, you see that uncle, don't hug. Just hey, come and hug me. If it's maybe side hug, not full hug, or maybe you can say, okay, we can do side hug, but don't sit on the laps. You don't only your father, even your father's brother, don't sit on the laps. If she can understand, she may ask you a question, mommy, why? Okay, so how would you code it to the child? So that's what, and I'm asking us, how would you, if you don't want to go, in depth into the topic, as they advance, they would be learning, but they would definitely ask, children are very inquisitive, they would definitely ask you why you're telling them not to hug, not to peck, and do all those body contact things. So what's the best way? Okay, so what's the best way to Chama? You're welcome. I see you. Kisses. I see you. Thank you for joining the live. Please, can we also hear from you? Chami, you have grown up kids. So can you tell us, how you introduce S8x Education to them? Did you even introduce it to them? Have you introduced it to them? Have you introduced S8x Education to the kids? If you have, what are ways that you did, and how did you introduce it to them? If you join, please like the live, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and help me tap on your screen where you see that heart sign. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, as much as possible. Keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping. Thank you very much. And okay, I'm still looking at the comment section for us. Okay, so what are strategies? What are strategies you can use to tell the kids, about S8x Education? So Miss Hannah thinks that age 5 is too early, that you may be giving them ideas. Do you agree or do you disagree? Let's discuss. Okay, so okay, Nana says, I think we should tell them not to sit on any adult's lap, both the male and the female, and don't allow any auntie or uncle to touch you here or here. Okay, my love. All right. Okay. Miss Hannah, please go on. Go ahead. We're listening to you. Miss Hannah say, yes, Nano, that's very true. Don't allow the uncle to touch you. Yeah, because they truly need to be aware of their body parts. Don't allow this uncle. Nano, that's right. Don't allow anybody, even if it's a female, even if it's a female, like an adult, female adult, and a female child. Don't allow, hey, you're growing, hey, see, you want to touch her. No, don't. If they do, if anybody does, let them report. One thing we should also be very, very particular about is communicating with the children. Give them that opportunity to tell you everything and anything. Give, especially your female child, and of course your male child, not just the female children. Give them that opportunity. Don't be too strict that they are afraid of you. If you're a man here, you're a woman here, you're a parent, do not make your child very afraid of you to the extent that they will not be able to tell you what's going on around them. If they are so much afraid of you, it's very risky, it's disastrous, because when anything like that wants to happen, they won't be able to tell you so that you can intervene. They won't be able to tell you. They would be afraid. They wouldn't know how you feel, or they will shy away from it. And then when there's that communication gap there, and your child cannot tell you everything, everything gistable. When your child comes to talk to you, don't hush her away or hush him away. Listen, don't be too busy. Don't be too busy that you cannot discuss with your child. There are a lot of things going on. A lot of things are going on right now in this world that you cannot afford to be too busy. God will hold you responsible for that child that he has given to you. God will hold you responsible, at least to an extent. So do not be too busy chasing money, chasing business, chasing contracts, that you're too busy to create time to discuss with your children or with your word. You have to call it a priority. You have to. Okay, so Mrs. Anna says you can do the introduction by telling them a story. Shoma says, good evening, everyone. Sure, I did. Okay, started with a joke. Interesting, and in a friendly manner. From there, I was able to tell them the real thing. Okay, started with a joke and a friendly manner. Then you now told them the real thing. All right. Okay, so you can start up with a joke, that's what Choma is letting us know. Start up with a joke and tell them, introduce the SES topic to them. Okay, what kind of joke? What kind of joke would you start with? What kind of joke, Choma? What kind of joke will you start with? Please let us learn from you. So Miss Anna says, compose your story. Compose your story that will enable them answer you honestly. Okay, or that will enable them answer. Compose your story that will enable them answer you honestly at the end of the story. Yes, I'm sorry, a call try to come in. I'm sorry, a call tried to come in. I'm trying to cut off the call. It's disrupting. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so compose a story that will enable them answer you honestly at the end of the story. Yes. So Nana says, Achoma Akachuku, I see you, Mama. Yeah, let's know how you dealt with this topic with your kids. Yes, we really want to learn. Choma, please go on and tell us how you composed the joke, if you can remember, how you composed the joke, how how you strategized, to tell them about, so that they will understand. No matter how we compose it, they still have to understand it, right? They still have to understand the message that they're trying to pass across. So how exactly did you do it? Okay, so Mr. says, create a medium where you have time to talk to your children. Ask them their experiences of the day, their likes and their dislikes, so that you even know, so that you even know what goes on in their mind, what goes on in their brain. I'm telling you, if you do not do this, the society will do it. Friends in school, they will do it. Most times my son will be asking me some questions. Sometimes I don't want to talk about it with him, so I tell him, don't discuss that. You're not up to that age. Don't talk about that. So, but if I think about it, I say, hold on, he wants to know. That's why he's asking. And if I don't tell him and I allow the society to tell him, they will teach him wrongly. At this age, they're very inquisitive. They want to learn. They want to know. So he was telling me what somebody said in class. I said, don't pay attention to the person. I hushed him. I was like, don't talk about that. You're too young to discuss that. So he left. So, but when he left, I thought about it. I was like, no. He needs to learn. He needs to hear from me. That's the one that he will take seriously. That's the one that he will believe. I had to call him back and ask him, why are you asking? Why? Who did you mention it? Not like, making him afraid. No. I relaxed. But then I realized what I had done. So I relaxed. I called him back and I relaxed, like I'm ready for the story. I was even very tired, but I had to do it. And he now asked me the question again. And then I started explaining. I said, first of all, when the person brings this kind of topic, tell him or her that your mother said you are not supposed to be engaging in such conversation. Remind the person that is a child of God. Even if the person is not a child of God, make the person become a child of God. Tell him how not to follow bad friends, how not to, just if you must have friends in class, let it be people, friends that would engage you in solving mathematics, or studying your English, studying your book. That friend, if at this stage, they still know that child that is not very much interested in books, that looks wayward, that appears wayward, they already know. So is that education that you have given them at home that will help them, that will, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. They will now be armed with information, on their own, and know what to say, how when it's time to interact, with such children. They would know, they will be forearmed already, because you have already given them enough information that they need to counter whatever negative information that is coming to them. Okay, so Miss Sana says, okay, so ask them their likes and their dislikes. Ask them their likes and their dislikes. Sorry, call is trying to come in. So call is trying to come in. Okay, so Miss Sana says, always have your goals and what you want to pass across in the process. Yes, already have what you want to pass across in the process, and then you form your story, and then you talk to them, form your story, how to pass, form your story, and strategize how to pass it across to them. Okay, so these are beautiful points that we are learning today on the live. Thank you so much for joining, and then please continue to tap on your screen, like the live. You're joining us, like the live, and continue to tap on your screen. So okay, please hold on. Okay, so the for the growing children, right? What are some effective ways to teach them about hold on, sorry. What are effective ways to empower kids to speak up if they feel uncomfortable or unsafe in a situation? What are effective ways you can empower kids whenever they feel how can you to empower kids to speak up is very important. Sometimes they don't know what to tell you, if this will hurt mommy, if this will make mommy angry or make daddy angry. If you have grown-up kids already, talk to us how you think we can groom the kids. If you have already grown-up children, maybe they're already in universities and all that, don't think maybe this topic is no longer important to you. No, please let us learn from your wealth of knowledge. Also do tell us how to go about it. So how can we empower kids to speak up if they feel uncomfortable or unsafe in a situation? How can we encourage them to speak up? Okay, how can we encourage them to speak up whenever they feel unsafe? And sometimes if someone is trying to intimidate them, make sure you don't tell your dad, make sure you don't tell your mom. If you do, I will kill you, or I'll beat you, or I'll do this, I'll punish you. Sometimes these men, they tell the girl child not to speak up, so you find them locking away in fear. They will not be able to tell you about it because somebody has threatened them. So what are the ways we can encourage them to speak up whenever they feel unsafe, or uncomfortable in any situation? How do we encourage them to speak up? Okay. Hey, Frank is here. Frankie, we've been looking for you. Thank you for joining the live. Yes, you just joined the conversation, and we were talking about, before you joined, we were talking about S8x Education. S8x Education, because we're online, and I wouldn't know the community guideline for YouTube, so I may not be able to mention it, to mention the word, but that's all we're discussing. So we're talking about the appropriate age for you to, introduce S8x Education to your kids. And then we also said, what are the strategies to tell them, to teach them about their body parts, the girl child, the boy child, not just the girls, the male children too, sometimes fall prey into the hands of females, and they even fall into the risk of having their innocence being taken away from them, even as boys, not just girls, even as boys, they fall, as prey to the hands of auntie and uncle. So that's what we're talking about before you joined. Okay, so I'm reading the comments now. Always have your goals. So Miss Hannah says, always have your goals or what you want to pass across in the process. And she says, don't forget that kids come from different backgrounds. Parental guidance affects kids a lot. I'm loving this. Remember, kids come from different backgrounds. Parental guidance affects kids a lot. you discover that when they are together, talking freely. This is experience as a teacher. So Mrs. Hannah is a teacher. She deals with a lot of kids, and then she's talking from experience, So thank you, Mrs. Hannah, from learning, for us to learn from your wealth of knowledge. We appreciate it so much. We don't take it for granted. So yes, kids are coming from different backgrounds. You know your child. It's your child that you know. In fact, you know your child to an extent. Even you may not even know your child very well. As long as he has started interacting with people, with other children, you don't know where that child is, the other child that is talking to your child is coming from. You don't know that the background. You don't know what the parents are teaching, him or her. And then he comes to school and make friends with your child. You must have backed up your child with enough information. You must have equipped your child with enough knowledge to be able to defend him or herself, to be able to defend him or herself. So Miss Hannah says, tell a story and ask them to contribute their own ideas. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm learning so much. This is so exciting. Tell a story and ask them to contribute their own ideas. This make them to be free to speak with parents. Yes, this is a response to the question that I asked concerning the effective way to make your child, let me read that again. Okay, so we asked them, how can we teach children about consent and boundaries in a way that is easy for them to understand? Then we asked again, what are some good strategies for helping children understand? Okay, so we've not come to number 3. Okay, so how can we empower kids to speak up if they feel uncomfortable or unsafe in a situation? How can we encourage them to speak up? Okay, so we have here on the comment section that tell a story and ask them to contribute their own ideas. This will make them to feel free, to talk to you as a parent. Sometimes you find that they are very they feel uneasy sometimes, to talk to you about it, right? So Ms. Hannah is giving us an idea that you can tell a story and then you ask them to contribute. This will make them to feel free to talk to parents. Always ask your kids about their daily experiences at the end of each day. Lovely, lovely, lovely. At the end of each day, ask them about their daily experiences, especially now they're not in school session, but especially when they go, when they start school, even the grown kids don't even feel shy. They are grown now. Did you teach them when they were grown? If you didn't teach them, anytime they're still with you, still talk to them about it. It's not too late. Your child's already grown, maybe even up to university. Still have a chit chat with your child and discuss S8x education with your child. It is very, very important. Very, very important that we do so. So if you develop friendship, beautiful. No says, if you develop friendship with your child, definitely that child will tell you everything that happens. If you're too harsh, too strict, I'm a no-nonsense father, I'm a no-nonsense mother, when this thing will start, then the bell will start ringing. They won't be able to confide in you. They won't be able to tell you. They won't be able to discuss with you. They won't be able, because they'll be afraid. You may think that they are already wayward. That's why they're coming to you to talk to you about it. No, they are not. They want to learn. They're inquisitive. So engage them. It's even very good if the child brings it up. But don't wait for your child to bring it up. You bring it up. Engage. Miss Sana says, start a story. The way I talk with my kids, we gist and laugh, we play, it's very important. But they also know that I'm a strict mom. That I don't take nonsense. When you have to sit up, you sit up. Then I also have to, bring them close, just with them, talk to them. This is the reason why you can't do this. Don't do this because of this reason. You find that they will open their mouth, wow, and start telling you everything. Start talking, you start interacting. So that's true. No. If you develop friendship with your child, definitely that child will tell you everything that happens. Yes, Mama Hannah, daily experiences, very important. So Mr. Frank says, okay, my view on this. I think going by the Gen Z generation now, I think we should start talking to our kids about SES from 9 years old, both boys and girls. Okay, so we had 13, we had 10, we had 9. I was saying 5. The reason why I was saying 5 is, first of all, I was saying 5 because if they can understand cartoon by the age of 5, they can understand it. They should be able to understand their body parts. Nobody, don't allow anybody to touch you here. Don't allow anybody to touch you here. Don't allow anybody to come and tell you to sit. Even if they tell you to sit on the lap, maybe you're not responsible. You will not be able to stop somebody from telling you to sit on the lap, right? But you'll be you can tell the uncle, no, I won't be. My mom says, my daddy says, I should not sit on the lap, or I should not hug, or I should not peck, all those kind of things. They say I'm your uncle, I'm your this. What are you talking about? Which uncle? Are you related to me, or are you related to their father? You're not an uncle, you're Mr. and you're Mrs. So yes, this Gen Z generation now, I think we should start talking to our kids about SES. Yes, it should be from age 9 years, both boys and girls. Okay, so Frankie thinks 9. I think if you communicate, even 8 years old child, 7 years old child, maybe you not go into it at the age of 5. You just teach them the body parts. And there's a question that I have here. Okay, so next I want us to talk about what are some good strategies for helping children understand the changes their bodies go through during puberty. I'll take that again. What are some good strategies for helping children understand the changes their bodies go through during puberty? Well, so yeah, how can parents and educators address questions about gender identity and diversity when talking to kids about S8x education, right? Yeah, so wanting to of course you cannot teach SES without teaching puberty, right? Without explaining puberty stages for them. And of course, they will be very curious, especially the girl child. The boy child, of course, you see changing his body, but the most changes happen in the body of the girl child. And it starts from now we're having early puberty. Before it wasn't like that, but now we're having early puberty. Even you see an 8-year-old child has already started, developing at different body parts. So okay, so I'm reading the comments. Mrs. Hannah says, very eminent, being friendly with your kids cannot be overemphasized. Please don't allow the society to train your children for you. If your kids are in boarding house, you have a lot of work to do. In other words, when they are around, you have to bombard them with good and quality knowledge about these things, because if they go back to the boarding school, it is what their friends tell them, and their friends will be bringing the topic from home, the ideas, the experiences, from home. Some kids that live with older relatives, may transfer some wild ideas into the children, and then when they go to boarding school, your child that you knew before that was well behaved and well mannered will go to the boarding school and come back is another story altogether. If you maybe you have not, you didn't deposit yourself, not really deposit enough information in your child before you went to boarding school. Anytime you have an opportunity, do ensure that you engage your child and tell them these things, no matter the age, as they grow. Don't say maybe what they're too old for me to talk to them about it. No matter how old, even if they've grown, even if they're grown kids. So now it says, even if the uncle is related to the father or mom, it's a no. It's a no. I'm telling you. Even for the relative, for the uncle that is a relative, it's a no. Don't sit, don't hug, don't peck. Let them get angry to say, why is your child not hugging me? Let them get angry. Yes, and then report to me. Then I'll tell you why my child cannot hug you. It's not allowed. Or their lesson teacher, their lesson teacher, they're familiar. Maybe the lesson teacher is from the school. They're familiar with, hey, uncle, this. Excuse me. Do not allow it. Do not allow it at all. So the number 3 question says, how can parents and educators address questions about gender identity and diversity? Gender diversity and identity when talking to kids about S8x education. And what are the good strategies for helping children understand the changes their bodies go through? The changes their body goes through during puberty. So Choma says, it happens that my last girl started developing on time from 8 years. You see, so from 8 years, the child is already developing. That child should have known SES education. That child should have known it. Start talking to the child. If you didn't start before then, the child will be wondering, why is my body like this and all that. If you start on time, the child will not be scared or be afraid or be ashamed. Sometimes even in school, when they want to mess up, they start losing their self-esteem. Sometimes puberty comes with low self-esteem somehow. But you engage your child, you talk to the child, let him be free to tell you his or her concerns. Okay, types of food are the basic. So Mrs. Hannah says, types of food are the basic reasons for early puberty. Okay, I'm sure Mrs. Hannah will go ahead to broaden her statement, expatiate on it a little bit. So Frank says, talking about boarding school, I support that. As parents, we have a lot to do in order to have hold on the children. Exactly. We have a lot to do in order to have hold on the children. Okay, still reading our comments. Yes, as boarding school, very, very important. Very, very important, especially if your child is in boarding school too. If your child is at home, you still go to school, come back, you still have more opportunities to interact with the child. But if the child is now in the boarding school, you have a lot to do. A lot to do. In communicating with the child, you have so much to do in communicating with the child. Okay? So what are some fun and interactive ways to educate kids about reproductive health and anatomy? What are the fun and interactive ways to educate kids about reproductive health and anatomy? Okay, so we can be dropping in the comment section. We have 8 minutes to end the live. We'll be ending the live in the next 8 minutes. Okay, so what are the fun and interactive ways to educate kids? Okay, Nanu, you said what are you mean about? Is it the types of food that are basic reasons for early puberty? Is that what you're reacting to? Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. And every other person on the live, please drop your comments. Let us know that you're here. Let us know what you think. You know, it's also opinionated. Let us hear from you. And let's talk this talk. Let's talk this talk, okay? So what are the fun and interactive ways to educate kids about reproductive health and anatomy? How important is it to include topics like self-care? How important is it to include topics like health, self-care, self-esteem, and body positivity in SES education for children? How important is it to include topics like self-care, self-esteem, and body positivity in SES education for children? And the last question, GMO foods. Yeah. And okay, so we're talking about that. Okay, so I asked what are the fun and interactive ways to educate kids about reproductive health and anatomy? How important is it to include topics like self-care, self-esteem, body positivity in SES education for children? How can we help children to differentiate between information they find online and accurate age appropriate information about SES and relationships? How can we help children differentiate between information that they find online, how accurate it is, age appropriate information about SES and SES education and relationships? You know, how can we tell them that information? Because of course, what they read online, they tend to believe, you know, hook, line, sinker like that. So how can we help them to differentiate the accuracy of the accuracy of some of the information that they get online? How would we tell them to differentiate how accurate this information that they get online are? So Mrs. Anna says mothers should educate kids more about puberty. Educate kids more about puberty. Mothers, yes. Mothers, you know. Okay, so can't will fathers not be able to do that? Will fathers not be, because we have fathers here on the live. Mr. Frank is a father. Would fathers not be able to do that? Is it only mothers that should do it? And why do you say so, Miss Sana? Please enlighten us the more. Don't forget to tap on your screen. Don't forget to tap on your screen. Tap, 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 tap on your screen. There's a heart sign on your screen. You can tap, 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 tap. We have 4 minutes to go for the live stream. We have 4 minutes to go. Thank you so much for joining. So for the information, how do we help the children to sieve this information? How do we help them to Nano, what did you say? Miss Sana, please remind me again, this GMO foods, what's the full meaning of that abbreviation again? These GMO foods, what's the full meaning of the acronym of this acronym? What's the full meaning again? I forgot to know. I used to know it. I've forgotten. Okay, so as for food, Nanu says as for food, I won't mind. Yes, genetically modified. Yes, genetically modified. Yes, that's true. You know, foods that they now grow artificially, that they don't allow our crops to germinate appropriately the way we plant our crops. The usual way we plant our crops, you know plant the seed and then let the crop germinate. They are no longer, they're now some scientists are now altering it. And these, you find that most of the foods available in the markets now are genetically modified. Yes. So some of these foods are responsible for early puberty. Yeah, early puberty. Nana says, I don't mind starving my child so she doesn't develop puberty early. Oh. Let the father catch you. It's just for us to be careful, what food we buy, these things, these canned foods and all that we buy from the supermarket. So mothers, do the needful. Mothers are closer to teach them than fathers. So Nana says fathers don't like discussing such things. Oh. Frank, is it true? Frank, is it true that fathers don't like discussing S8x education? Yes, mothers are closer to the children. Mothers should teach. But in the absence of a mother, can a father teach? Frank, do you have any? Frank, can you tell us before we end the live? Do you have any? Do you have any concern with teaching your child S8x education? Can you? Is that something you can do as a father, or would you rather the mother, your wife, does that? Okay, so Mr. Frank says, as parents, we have to be friends with our kids no matter their flaws. Always make them understand that they can do better, and don't always remind them of their failures. Beautiful. Don't always remind them of their failures. Yes. 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 Don't always remind the kids about their failures. Always, 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 always appreciate them. Make them understand that they can do better. They can do better. Don't condemn them outright, because if you do, chances are that they will not be able to tell you everything that you need to hear or that you need to know about them. They will not tell you their challenges. They will not tell you their concerns, for you to advise them. They will not be able to confide in you, because you always condemn them. So Mrs. Anna says, it's for real. They are in eggs. They are in eggs, cabbage, tomatoes. Yes. Safran says, genetically modified organic. Yes, yes. GMO. Genetically modified organic foods. Yes. Mrs. Anna says, fathers seem to be busier than mothers. Yes, to a large extent. Okay, so yes, you don't have any that yes, is it yes, you don't have any problem discussing SES, Mr. Frank, discussing it with your child? Is it yes, you don't have any problem, or yes, you have a problem with it? Let the mothers do that. Always praise, appreciate, and correct in love. Beautiful. Always praise, appreciate, and correct in love. That is absolutely correct. Thank you so much. We have come to the end of the live stream. I want to appreciate us. Please click, tap on the live, on the heart icon. Tap as a closing thank you. As a closing engagement. Thank you so much for being on the live stream with me. I appreciate you so much. I'm so excited to have you here, and let's do this again some other time. I would communicate to us some other time that will be on live, and I would like to have everybody here on board, and also share the live to one or two persons to also join the live and also interact with us and also learn, so that you can learn from your wealth of knowledge and you can learn from ours as well. It's been fun all the way, and it's been very educative. What we do here at Constant Girl TV is that we inform you, we educate you, and we also entertain you. So this is the aspect of Constant Girl TV that educates and that informs you. So thank you very much. And please do stay safe. Bye. Take good care of yourself. And good night. Okay. So Mr. Frank, I dropped a comment before we go. Mr. Frank says, yes, I can teach my boy child about SCS while my wife does same for the girl child. That's also another approach to it. That's also another approach to it. Thank you so much for your comments, for your time, for your engagements, for the knowledge that we have shared with one another. So we'll be ending the live now. Thank you so much and God bless you. Stay safe. Okay, bye.